So I'm going through the weekly review, where at the end of the week, I go through all my notes, I process them, I add them to the right places, inspired by my boy David Allen, the OG, getting things done. I don't know if anybody out there in my network has ever used getting things done or you use it now, but it's pretty sweet. It's a lot, though. It's definitely a lot. I learned about it early on in my research, trying to figure out how to stay organized across all this stuff. And then I came across it again with the mockery method, the mokery method, that executive coach that's out there that works with a lot of Silicon Valley um, types. And he had mentioned he's got this amazing resource, by the way, somewhere out there on Twitter where he links all of the different organizations and how to be an executive, how to run meetings, all that stuff. And he ended up talking about GTD again. So I got back involved in it. So you basically sit down for 2 hours at the end of the week. You go through your notes, you process them, you put them on the right list, you delegate stuff, you check stuff off, you do it context based. So I've got at computer list, at home list, graphic design, content, whatever relevant anywhere. So, things that you can do within the context, not necessarily a project base, but it's context based. And then I've got my filing cabinet here where I can use in alpha system, so A through Z. I can take paper, I can put it in there, I can store it. And actually I use a lot of paper and that's been super, super helpful. But even if I was digital only, I still definitely think it would be useful just to have that from an organization standpoint. And it's all about knowing what you're doing, where the stuff is that you already thought about. So you do all the thinking, or you can grab the idea when it actually comes, and then you can put it in the right place and you can come back and you can be like, oh yeah, that was actually a really good idea. And what's the next action on that thing? Like, what's the next physical thing that I need to do to get this thing done? If it takes 2 minutes, you do it, 2 minutes or less. If it's going to take longer than that, then you have this whole system to put it in the right place and be able to know when you sit in the right context with the right amount of time to be able to knock that thing out. But what I'm doing now is keeping in the weekly review, keeping the system current. So weekly I'm going in and I'm seeing, okay, all the stuff that I've captured, have I put it in the right places? Do I need to now shift it over to the right places? And then of the stuff that I already had in the right places on my list, what have I accomplished? What have I gotten done? Do I need to move anything around? And I can keep the system current that way.